Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of In the End There's Always a Disney Guy. But before we get into today's episode, you guys already know what to do. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to do so. If you don't, I'm going to let you know. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Check out Anchor, the home of this podcast, the website and everything, episodes and all the other information to all my other websites and stuff like that. But let me give you a chance to subscribe first because y'all already know what to do. It ain't nothing new, ain't nothing changed. So yeah, get into it. So get yourselves prepared, get your popcorn, get whatever you need to prepare yourselves for this episode review. And yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna give you some time to get your setup prepared. Okay. Oh, let's get into today's episode. So today we're going to be reviewing a Moon Knight episode 4. So, everybody knows this episode of this podcast will contain full spoilers for Moon Knight. So, let's get into it. Where is my mind? Starting with the finish here, Mark was shot down by Harold falling into a pool of crypt water, only to wake up inside a dream world where he's a mental patient with a long history of thinking he's lived an adventurous life as a mercenary superhero. Like in the Lemire Smallwood arc, everyone he knew as Mark and Steven are also there. From Callie, the living statue, to his boss Donna, to people he saw in the Alpine village. Most importantly, of course, is Layla, his winning bingo cards and keeping the prize. Nothing here looks real. In the reverse, Kaiser of it all speaks more to a life getting split up into tiny details rather than other ways around. So it's not like we as viewers are supposed to truly think he's been this unwell and delusional the entire time. And the show is smart enough to know we wouldn't buy that, so we actually leave things with the hospital, Cascade crumbling, and who we saw in plush shine form in the gift shop. Arriving for a very funny double screen ending, both personalities shrieking very differently. Um, let's see. The bizarre love triangle. Being frustrated with Steven is understandable. The Steven personality is an off silly room rom-com archetype by design, and with the fate of the world on the line, his pacifism and overall bumbling seems to just get in the way. But Mark is an archetype too. The sullen, closed-off soldier who pushes those he loves away is almost as outrageous there may be a third person hiding in there. Bits of a dialogue plus the mystery of which persona killed the henchman last week points toward it this week. However, Steven seems to put the entire mission at risk because he's in love with Layla and refuses to give the body back. Um, the battle for Layla's affections was sweetly played for laughs. Emotions ran rampant in this episode, but it still also worked well despite it meaning that characters took their eyes off the prize because they got caught up in strong feelings of love or hate or whatever you have. It could have derailed things, but the time and care put into Layla, Mark, Steven dynamic is playing dividends now and allowing our heroes to make mistakes for the benefit of drama. Last week, Layla discovered that she barely knew the man she'd married, and this week the revelations cut even deeper. Before we got hit with heavy scenes near the end, the battle for Layla's affections was sweetly played for laughs, with Mark protesting from the void, even punching Steven at one point. The movies from humor to horror to drama threatened together wonderfully. the verdict for this episode. Moon Knight's fourth episode was a crazy catacomb adventure that pared everything down to Steven, Layla, and Mark. Their complicated love dynamic and the big secret hanging over them, with the backdrop being a tomb raiding, herb busting adventure. This chapter blends laughs, tears, and horrific screams wonderfully until dropping a big mind bending twist on us near the close one that appends just about everything in a very exciting way. Moon Knight episode's 4 score review is a 9. Moon Knight pulls from the pages of one of our heroes' craziest comic arcs to drop a much needed bomb on the adventure. I hope you enjoyed this review of Moon Knight. You guys already know what to do. Subscribe to the podcast. Hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you for listening in, and yeah, bye-bye, guys.